All right, well, we have stuff absolutely everywhere. What else is new? We got lots of stuff we could be doing. Like today, I thought I'd grind a load of feed, but it's kind of raining now, so not going to be doing that. It's okay. It'll wait. I bought a whole bunch of supplement though, and I got it in the shed there so it doesn't get rained on. And my experience is that the longer you leave stuff like that sit, the more something will break into it and start, you know, ruining it. But whatever. So I think my project at hand, because it would be easy to quit, is going to be this tedder. We got her put back together, as you recall, but let's get into that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. I have this happy little tedder here, which we took all apart and we converted over to the right direction. And we filled it totally full of EPO grease, which turns out I filled it a little too full on the baskets and not full enough on the gearbox yet. We're gonna have to pump some more in there. But at any rate, that'll wash off. We'll worry about that later. Why do today what we can do, you know, potentially never. But what we need to do here is we need to swap the tines around. Like I talked about before, we want them to be like that. Well, no, we want them to be, I thought there was one on here the right way. Maybe not. Somebody pointed out if I had switched the baskets side to side, it probably would have been a good idea because they were the right way, but they're not all the right way. There's some that aren't. So here's one that is correct. And you see what's going to happen is as it comes around, it's going to push into the spring instead of try to uncoil it like it would this way. And maybe that doesn't matter, but in my mind it does. I think it'll last longer if it's pushing against the spring instead of just, if you do it the other way, I feel like it's just going to fold it back and snap it off. So that's what I'm going to do. It looks like it's going to be an everything affair. And we're going to have to get us the appropriate tools. I have the impact, but I need to get a socket that fits that and a wrench. And I'm guessing it's 15, but we'll see. All right, now what you're going to want to do is the opposite of anything correct, you know. I thought it was this size. That won't even fit between the springs. So maybe it's this size. That still won't fit between the springs. It's not. Is it 7/8? Well, what lucky day, because that just happens to be the wrench that I grabbed. So I need to probably get my bucket seat. We also need to clean up our trash that's blowing around everywhere. But the reason I haven't is I got in my mind that it'd be easier to use my 1650 with the loader because it's got a nice wide bucket. However, you may recall that the loader is completely detached from the tractor and not plumbed up anymore at all. So I've been kind of thinking, hey, I'll get that loader this next day and then I'll pick it up. But that next day seems to never come. So sure, we might as well start with this one because it looks like it's going to be the easiest one. And then we will struggle and struggle and struggle some more with absolutely everyone after this. Because why not? We also have no idea what we're doing, but how hard can it be? You know, this ain't rocket science, he said to himself as he immediately screwed it up. No, that goes like that. Is this gonna work? I don't know. But I know one thing. We're gonna struggle getting the socket on and off each time, I bet you. I wonder if it, well, we can make it work. It's kind of dragging the ground a little bit, he said as he put his foot in a ball of grease. But I was hoping that I could... let's raise it up. That got the old bovine's attention. They know the sound of the little 550 because sometimes I use it to dump grain to them. In theory, this should not be a difficult task. However, in practice, I guarantee you that it's going to make us struggle. See, like that. Why? Maybe we can go through here like this. Totally the opposite of what I would do, but if that's the way she goes, that's the way she goes. That tooth was silver. Surely that wouldn't be an original one. See, I'm having a feeling that the old tedder was a put together anyway. From like when they ruined the wings, they took some of the other star sections here and traded them around, put them on this, because they had numbers on them, and these was like, one of them was like 2 and one of them was like 4. No, one of them was 1 and one was 4. Sure. Yeah, great. The nice thing about over greasing is that we're going to get it on us absolutely every time we do anything to this little feller, because it has slung it absolutely everywhere. See, that's still not going to let us go. That's fine. Go this way. Another advantage of why I'm saying this is the way it should be, let's look at that while we have it off. See how this is made? This way it's going to be pushing into the bolt instead of trying to pull off of it. So to me, that makes the most sense. You know what I'm saying? I never know if you know what I know. You know? Come on. Come on. Wow, that's not what I wanted. Now let's go back the other way. Whatever. It can't be worse than it was. This is real exciting for you, like usual. All the stuff I do is just so good. The camera footage, I mean, the angles, the activity we're doing, it's just top tier. I mean, watching a guy pull a bolt out of stuff, switching it around. What a joy. And then he drops it. Insert rooster sound here. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Are we getting there? I don't know. I think we are. They're all facing the right way now. Sure. We're gonna have to air up our tires too. They're a little bit saggy. But hey, when you get old, you get a little bit saggy. What you gonna do? All right, other side. Sure. Or not. That's cool too. We didn't need success. Okay, let's try it this way. I need to get, well, never mind. If only there was some type of striking tool that a guy could use to help straighten stuff whenever it doesn't work out right. Oh, you know what? That one... No, that one's backwards. Never mind. Optical illusion. I still got the other side on my mind. I need to turn it this other way as I go around so I don't forget what I'm doing. Otherwise, that'd be funny if I switched them all the wrong way, thinking that I was doing the right thing. Okay. All we gotta do here is struggle. So, we're doing well. Let's turn it this way so we don't forget what we're doing. It's got to go that way. Oh boy, this one got... Well, it's loose anyway, so that's probably a good thing we're doing something. But boy, did she get covered with the extra grease that I put on too much of. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Man, I'm getting grease all over me. All right, you got too hot, of course, and it's about to start to rain, but we got trouble. We're gonna have to tighten that bolt. Is that gonna work? I don't know. Let's see here. I don't have the right size tools again. So we're gonna use this giant adjustable wrench. All right, it's the next day. We need to get this somewhat finished, even if we don't get it cleaned off. But I want to unhook it from the tractor because I got other stuff I need the tractor for. Since my big loader tractor's out of commission, I can always use that John Deere too, but this is a handy little feller. But anyway, we need to grease this grease box. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I have no idea how much grease is in there other than what I just scraped on there, and you can see my fingerprints or handprints while I was putting the cover on. It's a shame I can't go back in time and tell myself not to put so much grease up in there. But at any rate, what's a boy to do? Well, he buys a $20 grease gun instead of emptying one that he's already got, so that he can just leave the EPO grease in there, which I don't think is a bad idea, because I'll just keep this around and have EPO grease in one and always be able to just shoot it right in there. Now, grease guns. Could have probably bought a really nice one, but why? This one says lifetime warranty. And sure, I know I've told that story before about when I worked at the Napa store. A guy came in, return a grease gun he'd bought a day or two before, said it didn't work, said it was defective, wanted his money back. I took it open, and he hadn't taken the cap off. Actually, no, that's a different story. I'm getting my stories of people crossed. The guy who bought the grease gun came in and had it like this, and he said, my grease gun don't work. Well, guess what? Your grease gun ain't gonna work with the plunger out. That's how she's made. The plunger, probably can't see, this is the difference in the cheapo style. Has this lock, and a lot of the other ones have it where you can pull it off to the side, but it's like a rubber plunger, and it goes inside the tube and pushes the grease up. It's got a spring on it, so you want, you know, see how that works? The rod stays in the center, but the rubber plunger keeps moving up. That's what you gotta have. You gotta have that. There we go. So my moral of my story is, it never occurred to me that there needs to be instructions all over the place on a grease gun, you know, but obviously some people need that. All right, I got those off of there. Turns out the heat wrench was the right size for that. Now I'm going to air up these tires at the air inflator, and I'm going to try to take my cut-off wheel and saw these back a little bit, and I may also try to grind that off a little flush or something, just to make it look more eye-pleasing. And this, I mean, this to me strikes danger, like it's going to catch something and start winding up, like, you know, who knows what. So we don't want that. We want happy times. So actually today we probably want early times, but you know what I'm saying. All right. I don't know, but oh, it's gonna fight. I love it when things don't work. The problem is these little tires are so small that it's hard to get the right angle to thread this on. And it's probably gonna be, let's try that. Yeah, we'll let it do its thing, and we're gonna try to saw. It actually probably would work to, that's going to be hot naturally, dum-dum. It would work better to flip it over, turn it to where that's on top, because that worked pretty good. So let's follow suit. Trying to do two things at once. Ain't that grand. But basically, that's what I'm thinking. Makes it a little bit better, a little more safer. Maybe it's still got a way that it could probably catch you, but if you were that close that you'd get caught in it, you'd also get caught in these tines. I'm mainly worried about trash wrapping. I'll grind that a little more smooth. Like I said, I think I'll cut that back a little bit. But I think I'm gonna call this video here because I'm almost out of battery. That's probably enough footage. But basically, this thing's ready to use, try out. I'd like to clean it up a little bit more, but I'll finish doing this, what I'm doing here, and then I think it'll be ready for its maiden voyage. So I don't know when that'll be, but sometime in the future we will get to see this thing in action. All right, one quick look before we say goodbye and the battery dies, but that's a lot better. Smooth, looks prettier. If I ever get around to painting this, you know, a lot of people probably wouldn't realize it wasn't made that way. That's spinning because I didn't put the the keys in those couplers. That was an extra measure of protection. I'm just using them as spacers now, so. But yeah, still needs a cleaning, but I'd say it's still gonna spit out some grease, so I'm not gonna get too carried away, but I think it's ready to go. And probably for less than $400, we got a 2-basket tedder, so that's pretty cool. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it, or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.